fought for independence and ancestors who are long before the war. I love learning about them and sharing what I learned with you guys.
We're too young to talk about forever, talk about the weather, to know any better. I just want to laugh until I can't breathe. Midnight moonlight dancing, never get enough sleep. Oh, the whole night through.
I'm so excited today because we took Colonial Crafts on the road, and today we are here at Riley's farm in Oakland, California. But I can't go back in time looking like this. Much better. Come on, let's go. Today is a wee bit different because what we call today a craft was very important to everyday survival. It's hot, it's dangerous, and it's fascinating to watch. It's the art of blacksmithing. So come on, let's go. Today, I'm here with my friend Kyle, and he is one of the instructors here at Riley's farm. And he deals with fire and metal and all that dangerous stuff that I don't want to be. So, how would one go about to be a blacksmith?
Well, that's a very good question. Typically, one would become an apprentice to a blacksmith when you were about between 10 and 12 years old. Then you would spend the next anywhere from 5 to 10 years doing whatever your master told you, getting his chores done, making his food, as well as learning the art. And then when he decided that you had learned everything that you needed to learn, then he would officially bestow upon you the rank of journeyman blacksmith. And then you could journey off to wherever you wanted to go and open up your own shop. And then you were set for life, usually. But again, 5 to 10 years. So unless you have that much training, don't try this at home.
Yeah, it is very dangerous.
It is extremely dangerous.
So Kyle, what are we making today?
Well, that's a good question as well. We're going to be making probably 3 items. The first is a nail, which is the most common item that a blacksmith would make because, as it turns out, houses and buildings require lots and lots and lots and lots of nails. The second
So did the houses today?
Yes, indeed. The second is a musket ball, which is another thing that blacksmiths would often have made many, many, many thousands of. And last but not least, we will make a small pewter soldier, which is a sort of toy that was popular back in the 18th century.
The toy soldier sounds great to play with, but let's get started.
All right, well, before we get started, I will say that there are 2 different types of blacksmithing. The first type is called forging, and forging means you heat up a piece of iron and you shape it on the anvil with a hammer. And then the second type is called casting, and casting means you melt down a softer metal, like pewter in our case, and then pour it into a mold and let it cool. So we're going to be doing both of those types today, and the first thing we're going to start with is the nail, which requires us to forge.
Okay.
The first step is to heat my iron stock here up to a red heat like this, so that it is going to be pliable for my hammer. So the next thing I'm going to do is called drawing. So drawing the metal out means making it thinner and narrower on the anvil.
It's very loud.
It is. Until it's about the shape and length that I want. And then I have to heat it up again. For the next step, I have to cut the nail off. So for that I have this spike here, and this fits into a socket on my anvil. And once the nail is heated up to the right temperature, I just put the head of the nail on top of the blade and I hammer it through until it's cut. So we're almost ready for that.
How hot is it, Kyle?
It is about, the iron is about between 12 and 1500 degrees.
Wow,
So
that's
hot
hot.
enough that if you pressed it to a piece of cloth, it would burst into flame. Very, very, very hot.
reason why you should not try this at home.
Indeed. There we go. So, we now have our nail. So there's only 2 steps left. First, I have to put a proper head on it so that you don't ruin your own hammer when you try to use it. And then I have to put a point on it.
So Kyle, how many things would you make a day?
How many nails?
Yeah.
Well, that would depend on what sort of buildings they were putting up in the town, how many buildings, how big the buildings, but it was very common for a blacksmith to produce thousands of nails every week. Because people always need nails. And the second most common item that we make, of course, is a horseshoe. And to attach a horseshoe to a horse, what do you need? More nails. So.
Sounds like nails are the most important thing.
Indeed. Alright, let's put a head on our nail. So, to do that, I have this handy dandy nail header, which has the size of the nails cut out in it, and I'm just going to put the red hot nail into one of those and then smash the head down.
Very efficient.
Alright. That's all it takes. Alright, now watch out. And the last step is we just have to use our handy little whetstone here to make sure that the nail is nice and sharp. Now we're going to see if it passes the nail test. Looks like a nail to me.
That's stuck in there.
There you go. Alright, so now we're going to make a musket ball. So to do that, we have our musket ball mold here. This is a 75 caliber British musket ball used in King George's army. And the redcoats always need more ammunition, and they pay in cash, unlike the Continentals, who pay in credit. So we have our pewter here in the crucible. And then all we have to do is pour it into our mold very carefully. About spilling like that, because anything that spills off we can just immediately recycle back into the crucible. So now we have to let it cool for a moment.
So what degree is it at?
It's about 600 degrees right now. So pewter will melt at about 350 degrees, but I've had it here sitting in front of the furnace for a little over an hour, so it's heated up actually quite to a considerable degree. Alright, let's crack it open now. And here we have our musket ball. I just have to let it cool down and then I'll file it down so it's nice and smooth, but since the British muskets are smooth bore, you can just drop it right down the barrel and it doesn't even have to fit perfectly. Alright. So next, last but not least, we're going to do the same idea, the same principle, casting. And we're going to cast up a pewter soldier. So it's the same principle as the musket ball, it's casting. So I have here a mold, and inside this mold is the shape of a pewter soldier. So all I have to do is pour the pewter in the hole here at the top, let it cool, and then I will break him out and cut off any extra pieces, and he's good to go. So I'm going to put this right here. Going to get my crucible.
So what is the
this metal is called pewter, and it is an alloy. An alloy means a combination of 2 or more different types of metal. It's an alloy of tin and copper. It is very common in the colonial period because tin is a very soft metal and copper is a very hard metal, and so if you combine a lot of tin with a small amount of copper, it makes a metal that is both easy to work with and also very durable. So it was a colonial super metal. So we're going to just let this cool for a few more minutes. Alright, let's take him out. There we go. So all I have to do is cut this extra bit here off and maybe take a file and file down the limbs, but there's your pewter solder.
Was it a common way?
It was not as common as corn husks because it was more expensive. That being said, it was relatively affordable as opposed to, say, like a porcelain doll or miniature, like a musket or a sword that some very wealthy children would have had. So the most expensive part would have been the mold.
I would like to thank my friend Kyle here for this amazing blacksmithing demo. Thank you, Kyle.
My pleasure.
And remember, this is not one to try at home. This is very dangerous, but if you do want to see a demo, you can come up to Riley's farm where there is a blacksmither?
Yes, blacksmiths.
Where blacksmiths will be happy to show you these.
Indeed we would.
So thank you and see you next time.
Bye.